Hi everyone, welcome to Softball Academy. I'd like to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about my softball playing and coaching experience. I started playing softball when I was 5 and I played for Delta Heat until I was about 16 and then moved to the Renegades for a couple years. Softball became an Olympic sport in 1996 when I was 15. This is a picture of the 96 Olympic team's 10-year reunion celebration. I watched Team Canada play every summer at the Canada Cup, now Canadian Open, and I knew I wanted to play for them someday. After high school, I had opportunities to play ball in the U.S., but I chose Simon Fraser University because of the head coach for Team Canada. Mike Rennie was also SFU's head coach. If I wanted to play for Team Canada, why not train under Team Canada's coach and understand what he's looking for in selecting his players for his national team? I also knew I wanted to be a teacher one day and that staying in Canada would provide me with the best education and quickest route to that future goal. I traveled a lot with SFU. We played all over the U.S., including Florida, Alabama, Arizona, Hawaii, and Cuba, just to name a few. We also had some great adventures playing in Canada and getting to deal with the colder weather. My 4 years at SFU came with a lot of success. We had a great team and worked hard. I was an All-American for all 4 years, won 3 regional championships, and never finished below 3rd place at nationals. My senior year finished with the national championship. Finally, as we've been so close the previous 3 years. We're the only Canadian school in the NEI made up of 236 schools, and I finished the year being awarded top player that year. That was a special year as I got to experience this win with my younger sister, who also chose to play ball at SFU. Our success did not come without hard work. Every day we found a way to get better. For example, during a rainout day at nationals in my senior year, our pitcher and catcher were able to find an outdoor undercover dry spot to get some practice in, under the watchful eye of our physiotherapist and athletic trainer, while the other teams were huddled in their hotel taking the afternoon off. These teammates of mine are also the ones who went on to play for Team Canada at the 2004 and 2008 Olympics. This is the type of work ethic and commitment that an Olympian has. This was my last day that my 4 classmates and I took off our jerseys. It was a great 4 years coming to an end, but it was paving the way for my next softball adventure. I played for Team Canada from 2001 to 2006, and in that time I played in a number of U.S. Cups at that time. They were held in Hawaii every year. Well, darn. Canada Cups, a World Championship at home in Saskatoon, Pan American Games in the Dominican, an Olympic qualifier in Puerto Rico, and a pre-Olympic tournament in Australia and New Zealand. Having the SFU head coach as Canada's head coach meant that they were always trying to outwork other teams and find ways to get better every day. Here's a field we found to do batting practice during the Olympic qualifier tournament in Puerto Rico. Yes, those are donkeys on the field, and we just had to work around them. This is the outskirts of the Athletes' Village at the Pan Am Games in Santo Domingo in the Dominican. We cleared off a spot and did batting practice here as well. This is our team at the Breakaway Hotel in White Rock, where we always stayed for the Canada Cup. Yes, we set up a batting cage in the backyard of the hotel so we could hit any time of the day. The highest pressure and biggest tournament that I ever played in was the Olympic qualifier in Puerto Rico. This was Canada's last chance to earn a berth into the 2004 Olympics. We did it as we ended up beating the home team Puerto Rico 7-3, which meant 15 girls would get a chance to earn the opportunity to go to the Olympics the following year. The most well-known tournament that I ever played in was the 2003 Pan American Games. The Athletes' Village and the opening ceremonies were amazing. Being in the Dominican, there were special safety precautions that we were surrounded by. We always had police escorts to our games. We had an armed guard in our change room, an armed guard surrounding the fence at the Athletes' Village, and even snipers on the rooftops of buildings during opening ceremonies. We walked away from that tournament with a silver medal, and we lost to the U.S. and the powerhouse pitching of Jenny Finch and Lisa Fernandez. In 2004, the pre-Olympic tournament in Australia and New Zealand was the closest I came to the Olympics. At that time, we were still carrying 17 athletes on the roster, and it would now be cut down to 15. My bat went cold, and at that tournament, they took a third baseman who was hotter on the offense. Remember, if you're hitting the ball, the coach will always find a place for you to play. In this field, the field in this picture is the 2000 Olympic softball field. It's a beautiful field to play on. Playing softball was not all work and no play. We had many opportunities to have fun, sightsee, relax, and make lifelong friends. We were also able to spread Canadian pride as we often visited children's hospitals in our travels, bringing them some Canadian smiles and small toys to play with. Always a rewarding experience. Along with playing softball, I also loved to coach. I was an instructor and co-owner of West Coast Softball Academy from 1998 to 2014. In that time, I did lessons, instructed clinics in BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and the Yukon, and took travel teams to Vegas, Texas, and Florida. We also brought out university coaches every year to instruct at big summer camps across Western Canada. The best part about putting on these camps was learning new drills and mechanics from top university coaches from all over the US. Presently, I still do some private lessons, but mostly I'm contracted to work out with teams and run camps. I was not able to take a run at the 2008 Olympics. My grown-up life had started. I graduated SFU in 2006 with a Bachelor of Science, and in 2007, I graduated UBC with my education degree. And in 2008, I got married. All this grown-up stuff took time away from my training, and I made a decision to step away from the game as the Surrey School District offered me a full-time job in 2007, and I couldn't turn it down. It was time to start paying the bills and moving on with life. Softball made me lifelong friends, allowed me to travel, paid for all my education, and has led me here to Lord Tweedsmuir. A job where I get to teach science and softball. I believe that I have the dream job, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you this year and sharing some of my softball knowledge with you.
Created using Powtoon.